This is video number 3 on this Frida Kahlo painting. Started off by doing a drawing and just attempting to make it more and more accurate. You can see here that I tested out different values and shades of flesh tone before I started to paint on the face. And you can see how just the values, even though I don't have the color correct yet, just putting these values in place really bring the dimensionality out and make it look a lot more accurate. The drawing was definitely less than perfect, and as I keep working on it, I'm continuously looking at my reference piece, and I'm continuously comparing every line that I work on. Where is the shadow? The shadow is on her chin, but then it also, there's a much darker shadow that is on her neck. So, and then I've noticed that the distance that I have between her face and the detail here of her blouse is way off, but I think it's okay. This is all just practice, and it's all just experience, and every piece that you do, you learn and grow. So I see some subtle lines here. I think I'm just gonna kind of bring those in. These are the characteristics that bring more and more of a likeness of a specific person. Those little subtle details. Now, I don't want to have a hard edge here, so I'm just actually bringing some water in, rinsing my brush, pulling some of that paint off, drying my brush again, continuing to pull some of that paint away just to make a softer edge to the shadow. Okay, and then I'm just continuing to look at the details, the shape of this shadow, the size of the shadow, the angles of each line, noticing that there's some shadowing here. Now these colors aren't correct as far as the shadowing goes, but the value, I'm really just working on getting the values in place first, and then I can work more on accuracy of the actual color when I come back and do another layer of paint. Just like with the pencil, the first drawing that I did was freehand, and then I went back and made corrections using the ruler as a reference to help myself to see things more clearly. I'm noticing that she doesn't really have this dip down here, so it's more of a kind of, I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit, because again, that's a characteristic that is very precisely Frida. The jawline, the hairline, those are super important features. I'm not a professional portrait artist, but I just wanted to share the ways that you can make things more and more realistic. The thought processes that I go through when I'm creating a realistic drawing or painting, which I am beginning to bring realism back into my work. It's been a number of years that I've just focused on abstract painting and abstract sketching and drawing. And after my accident and my surgery, I realized that I wanted to bring realism back into my work. Not that I want to only do realistic work. No. I want to do realistic work with the freedom of abstract features as well. It's a whole new world, really. And it's exciting because starting something new can be really exciting. There's a lot of practice, a lot of studying, a lot of research of how do certain things move and catch the light, and challenging thing for me doing a video when I'm doing realistic work is that I typically don't think very much in words. If I do, it's a lot more simplified than communicating through speech. So it's challenging to talk talk and paint, or talk and draw realistically at the same time, but it's good. Okay, now I noticed all of a sudden that this ear is way off, because for one thing, it looks like her ear is quite a bit bigger than what I have here. Even though I measured it, somehow I got a little bit off base with it, but I just changed my color a little bit. I'm noticing that her ear here is just tucked right into her face, but in the reference piece, it's out a little ways. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that change. So make the ear just a little bit bigger. And I'll probably have to go back and correct that again, because now it looks a little awkwardly long. Here, the earlobe is horizontally right in the center of her mouth. Oh, well, maybe that is pretty accurate. We'll see. Whoops. So if you get a smudge or something that you don't want, or if you make even, brush strokes somewhere that you don't want, just take like a part of a t-shirt, and you can actually like wrap it around your finger, dampen it slightly with clean water, and with acrylic paint you can just mark it, wipe it right off. Okay, so that is just about it. I'm almost at the 10-minute mark for this video, and I know my video time is limited. I think rather than go into a lot of detail on anything else, I think I'd like to just show you how I would like to do this patterning on the shirt. So I'm taking a really small brush, rinsing it out, taking a little yellow and a little red, making a nice orange, and adding a little more yellow because this is a pretty light, bright orange. I'm actually even going to add a little bit of white because that will make it more opaque, more solid on over top of the pink. This yellow is a pretty transparent yellow. Oh, made another mistake. I'll have to go fix that. So I see on this part, it's more like little definitely not perfect. And then on this one, it looks like it's crisscross. So I'll probably, of course, I will go back over the black on the shirt and kind of shrink down the edges of the ribbon on her shirt. This is also a detail that could be done with acrylic pens. So you just want a real light touch when you have a loaded brush. Don't want to put too much paint down. Whoops, I picked up a little bit of the black. I'm going to wipe that off. Okay. Definitely less than perfect. But that's okay. It's all a learning experience. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. And I hope you have some time to paint and draw today.